What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Modest House. My name's Kyle, and we are on the inside. You can see we've got that Myrex on the walls. What you may notice is that we've also got some main supply and return trunk lines up in the attic. Now, our HVAC guys are working on getting this done so that we can keep working towards finishing the interior ceiling so that we can get to our wall framing. But what we're working on right now is what you'll see up here for the HVAC guys, because of the way that we are doing the Myrex, the air control layer, and then having a service cavity. I was trying to wrap my head around how to get them to be able to put their ductwork in from the attic, which they are, by the way, sealing up every joint. They're using a mastic, creating that airtight connection so that from here to the room with the HVAC, like air handle and everything, we're going up out of the air control layer, but hopefully coming back in and everything will be sealed up tight. So that's what led us to this thought process here, is how do we get them to put their supplies into the ceiling and still get a good connection. So what we did was we made these plywood boxes. Not really a box, it's just a framed piece of plywood with our register size pre-cut. The HVAC guy's goal is today to come and bring all the supplies with flexible duct right to there. And then when we run our Myrex, we will be able to seal that to their pipe. That is the goal. We'll see how that works out, so stick around for that. But what Greg and I are doing is getting our attic air deflectors in. That is where we're able to maintain air coming into our soffits while still getting a good amount of insulation all the way out at the eaves without it going into our soffits. Greg just got done cutting all these boards up. This is our service cavity lumber. If you don't know what I'm talking about, stay tuned. But this is all about getting this interior done, ceiling framed and walls framed for the inside. Got a lot of work, so let's get into it. All right, so we got all of the register supply boxes on the perimeter because that was kind of easy. They're just 12 inches off, centered on a window where the guys told us to do this. And by the way, most heating, plumbing, mechanicals out of Dixon, Sterling, Rock Falls area, they're the ones doing the house. Joe, one of the owners, good friend of mine, and basically they told us that in the bathrooms, they're not going to be putting them out against the wall. They're going to be bringing them in closer towards the doors. So that's what I'm working on. I've got 2 more to build, and we don't have any walls. So I'm gonna have to look at the plan, figure out exactly where all that is, and then get these installed. So I'll show you that. 6.5. So that's 6 foot. Is that right? Yeah, 6 foot. So 3 foot on top. So 9.7 and a half. 9.7 and a half is center. You know, it's not a cabinet. Nobody's gonna know if a register in the ceiling is off of a 1/2 of an inch or something, but we're just gonna try to keep it as close as possible to actual center. So 9.7 and a half plus inch and a half, 9.9. Okay, so let me get my center mark here, which should be 12 inches. Or more important, might be easier to get 1 foot up here. Okay. So hopefully this made sense in my little intro, but when the HVAC guys come in here, put their supplies from the main trunks, they're gonna make a custom boot. That boot is gonna slide right up into here, okay? Once that is slid up into there, they're gonna attach the flexible duct to it. And what this is gonna do, the purpose of the plywood is, as you can see, our framing is 4 foot apart here. Now we will do a service cavity at 2 foot on center for drywall, and then all that electrical can run into that service cavity. But when the Myrex floats across this framing, giving us our air control layer, and they punch through and put their ductwork in, if we don't have this, it's floppy. There's really no good way to connect to it, seal it off, And this idea came from Jake Bruton on Instagram. I seen, or he coined the phrase like one hole, one penetration, like one thing. Like, I don't know what he said exactly, but basically the gist is put something like this in a solid surface, drill one hole for every wire, every pipe. Don't bundle a bunch of stuff, put it through. And when I seen that video or that post, it got me thinking about our application because we have so much open framing. Anytime you have a penetration, it gets a little difficult. And this will allow us to have a physical connection that we can seal with the Siga Razan, let's say, or Fentrum, directly to that pipe, which is then sealed back into the mechanical room in the garage, and hopefully gonna allow us to have a good air control layer. Now, before we cut all that open, we are gonna do our blower door test. So hopefully we can get an idea what kind of air leakage is incorporated into this building when we cut all these holes and we leave the comfort of this nice big box and go into another room and have ductwork up in the attic. So I'm anxious because I want it to be good, but also, you know, stuff like this is done all the time. And this is the first time we've done it where we thought, how can we make it as airtight as possible and not have a bunch of holes everywhere? Because after we're done, and our blower door score is great, then if somebody comes in and starts cutting holes, well, it's what's it worth, right? But we're trying to think through it, the whole process, and be a part of it for the client so that this is really good. So the bathroom there, I didn't want it over by the shower, so it's out here by the door when you walk in, and no returns in the bathroom. We'll have exhaust fans somewhere, which is out of my scope. So I got one more bathroom, and then all these are done for the HVAC guys. 19.2, 21.2, got it. So 13.2.5.
Is this minus your 1.5 inches?
No, that's adding my 1.5 inches because you're.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm good. 13.2.5. Okay. So off of this, that's 2'4". I'll go 1'4" center. All right, thanks, buddy.
Yep.
All right, so we've done basically all we can do until the guys get here and get all their pipes ran in our ceiling so that we can do that. So we're gonna keep moving forward with this process, which is this whole interior frame out by getting our wall plates figured out, laid down. That's kind of a cumbersome, time-consuming thing anyway. So we're gonna look at the plan. We're gonna start on this side. We've got a big hallway coming right down the middle. We got a bedroom, bathroom, laundry room. We've got a bedroom, office, bathroom, and then into the great room. So we're gonna get all this side done, and then we'll go across the great room and do the master suite. So plus 3.5, plus 2'7". So all of these will get us to the corner here. Minus 2.7 will get us to the kitchen wall. Okay. So make sure I do this right, and I'll do it twice. I like to hear my clicking noise so I know that I'm hitting the buttons. Sorry, it's annoying. Here, let's go from that point. Let's get I want to know where that is because I want to set up the laser here.
On your mark.
On my mark, and it'll give me the perfect square back that way. See what I'm saying? So take me to that wall. 23.7.5. Okay, and then let's see, 4.5, right? That doesn't look like all those pipes are perfect in there. But we're gonna find out, the laser won't lie. Okay, we're good. Holy cow, I might have set that up a little too perfect, I'd say. See that?
Wait, was there a battery in it?
No, I'm using the other one. Interesting. Oops. I like the 180 just because I don't have to like tap the laser. Like normally I would just probably interior wise use the 600G because it also gives us our 90 degree. But the nice thing about the 180 is I can just set it where I want it get it locked on, and then get my line. So now I've got my 90-degree line, which it looks like this pipe is close, but this is just a water line supply conduit that they ran. So actually that could be just cut out because they just did that to run these loosely underneath the slab in case there's ever a problem. You could pull, oh, I think these go over there. You could just pull this and run a new PEX line. So this PVC is really not a big deal. We can cut that flush, which I probably will do, maybe. And everything else looks, because this is a 2x6 wall, everything else I think we're pretty good. Plenty. This is the only other one that's even close. Plenty. So let's see how we did here, Greg. Seems a little bit off there.
Out of square?
No. I don't know if when we did this, which way we measured. We might have come off of that wall, not this wall. I'm not really sure. And when I say it's off, I mean, I also don't know that it really matters. This is all getting poured, so it doesn't really matter. Let's move this 1 inch. It's kind of nice having the liberty to just move things a little bit because there's really nothing that is 100% pertinent at this point, especially this wall, moving it 1 inch, it doesn't really change anything. And if I'm probably correct on my assumption, when we measured this shower out, we came off the other wall. So if I do the math, I bet you that's gonna be pretty spot on. I think if we're a 16th off one of the marks, it's probably, I don't have my tape, but go ahead and check it if you want. So that's 4.5, maybe almost 9/16. Just because I want you to feel good. We're gonna use my tape also.
We'll see.
Because I did mark this. Okay, 9/16. It's the exact same as what I get over there. So we're splitting hairs, man.
Doesn't matter.
We're doing rough framing, but I appreciate it. I appreciate the desire for the accuracy. Let's make some marks on the ground. All right, so this was 2.7, right?
Yes.
Okay, just hold me at like 1 foot, and I'll just mark 3'7".
Yep.
All right, so this is 3.7. It's just nice to grab, like for this marking, like an actual fat pencil.
Yeah, the Pika sucks, doesn't it?
Pika's good for marking my trims and things, but not for framing, you know? Okay, so that is that. Now, before we do this, before we remove this, let's just get marks on the ground where our where these walls go.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay? So we know we're gonna be 4'1" here. So this is for the closet / office. So 4'1" is the inside. Okay. And then 4'1" over here. Let me use mine since
Sure.
it doesn't really matter. I think we're close enough.
You're on your board, right, and not your corner?
No, I'm on my, they're both the same.
Are they?
Yeah, they should be.
I guess they should be.
Yeah. Okay, so that's that. 4'1". And we can hook lasers up to this when we build these walls and we'll stand them up and whatever. And then let's see, next wall. So 12 foot, 10.5. Just burn me a foot, I'll go 13, 10.5.
Burn you a foot on
No, right here.
Oh,
Yep,
off
that mark.
This guy here.
Yep, 13, 10.5. Good? So that's the wall here. Now we'll go over here. Just do me the same thing on that mark. And this should be,
Yep.
okay. So that's, yeah, you know, it's close, but we're definitely into this space a little bit. So this is where maybe I'm like a 1/2 inch. That's weird. So I'm 1 inch that way and a 1/2 inch that way.
So you're a 1/2 inch off?
Yeah. I've only got a 26 footer, man. Here, I got it. Check this out. I got it. 26, 2.5. There's 2.5. You know what? This is kind of a pain, but I'll get close with it. So here's 26, 2.5. Okay. Too easy. 3.5. And then 2'1".
2-1, yeah.
What should be the wall plus 3.5, am I right? So 2'1", so we're 23, 25, 10.5. 25, 10.5. So 15, no, 14.3, yeah.
I'm burning your foot.
Yeah, you're burning me foot. Well, I figured that already in. Yeah? Mm-hmm. Kerpow. Yeah?
Give or take, yeah.
That's all we're after, man.
It's not a Mitzi hallway, that's for sure.
It's a standardized hallway.
Yeah.
It's like what most people have is a 4-foot hallway, but it's very like all the way.
Excuse me.
Sorry, yeah.
Sorry, this is
big shoulders. Anyway, this is the living area for the common folk. The master bedroom is all down there, and we'll get that next. But this kind of, I guess, they seem like big bedrooms. I don't know. I'd give myself a little bit more in the hallway, wouldn't you?
See, I think for a standard bedroom,
Well, that's a big bedroom.
for a standard bedroom, it's
13.1
I
by
like
12?
the size, but if I was going to do like a master bedroom, I would do definitely a bigger room.
Well, that's why we got the master bedroom coming up next.
Right.
So we'll fill that out when we get there. But yeah, good sized bathrooms. Definitely good sized bathrooms.
Oh yeah.
Hold on. Okay, come on up.
Yeah?
Yep, come on. Oh. It's stuck on the freaking lip, dude.
They just fall out?
I got it, come on. Push it hard, my guy. Okay, there. So it's kind of nice having that sleeve. Gives you some flexibility if there's a problem. So we're gonna go ahead and cut all these off just because it honestly makes it a lot easier to have more wood on your bottom plate than have to cut a big hole. And like this one was not great. This is where our wall is, but this pipe would have been out of our wall. So yeah, so there you go, Greg. We're good everywhere else.
Right on that mark.
Right on that mark. So this is the only one that really bothered me. Where does this?
That one goes over there.
Okay, it's a single. We should be good. Want to go ahead and do it?
Sure.
All right, let's go ahead and pull that
Whatever
one down.
you want to do.
I do.
My
I want to
guy.
get rid of all these.
All of them.
All the sleeves.
Okay, you ready?
Yep. Okay, about 6 inches. Is that tight?
No. It was very easy.
Keep going. Keep going, keep going, keep going. I think you're good. Hold on.
Hey, brother. Your top thing needs to be latched over.
It just came out, probably. Okay. Nice. Okay. Okay. All right, so we kind of got all the prep work done that we can at this moment. We could start putting plates down, but we kind of thought to ourselves, hey, we got to do the ceiling. We got to run Myrex, we got to run framing, and if we're using our scaffold, our scissor lift, we don't want anything on the ground to impede us in being efficient. So we're going to let the HVAC guys, they're supposed to be here in the morning, run all their piping, get that done, and then we will move on to getting our ceiling, air control layer done, which will allow us to do our blower door test, which I'm pumped for because everything will be sealed except for this door behind me, and that should keep it about as good as possible. And then we will move on to, once that's done, framing all of our walls. So let's go ahead and keep running this. We'll be back here tomorrow, and we'll start our framing. All right, so HVAC guys, as you can see, they got their ducts ran. I think this worked out really good. The boxes that we made, they were able to push a sleeve up, and this is where we will fasten our Myrex, get our good air control, and then we'll tape to the duct, which these ducts are all sealed. So that it's probably not going to be a perfect air tightness because we all know that there's probably some air leakage in the double hemming of the boxes and all that other stuff, but we're gonna find that out, I guess, when we do our blower door test. But now that all this ductwork is in, Greg and I are gonna start working on our ceiling Myrex. First thing we're doing is we're running around putting our Siga Fentrum. This is double-sided tape, reduces the number of fastening, really does a good job of holding up the Myrex so that we can get our framing underneath. So we're gonna go ahead and get our Siga Twinette installed. I did not say that right the first time. I don't know what I was thinking. And that double-sided tape, and then we'll move on to all the Myrex. Oh. I'll squeegee those in a minute. Hey, I should buy you a set of stilts, dude. You know how much faster this is than walking or moving that plank around?
100%.
Dang.
Missing out.
You are.
We could be stilt buddies.
We could be stilt friends. I just make you sign something that says I'm not responsible for you when you put stilts on.
Oh, yeah. You would have to.
Order. It's always good to snap a line for your first one, because if you guys were, you know, involved in watching the first video, when you get wrinkles, things like this, your tape gets harder to do. So if you can keep it flat, taping is much easier, and a straight line is how you keep it flat. If you start doing this, then you start getting a bunch of different wrinkles.
What's your plan there?
Remember I had that 33 foot Stabila, Greg? Where'd that go? That's dog water, dude.
That is terrible.
I don't know why you didn't just go in the middle and do it like a normal person.
I think you started it weird.
I didn't do anything. Okay.
You want a stapler?
Staple.
You want it this way.
Okay, thanks, brother. Bro, this is gonna be so much faster than years past with the scaffolding or a lift.
Mm-hmm.
Oops.
Yeah, that scaffolding wasn't not a good purchase.
Shut up. It was a great purchase.
Is it in your pocket?
No, it's in my pouch.
All right, I'll go grab it.
Oh, yes, dude. This is gonna be...
Don't forget to pull the twin net on the wall side.
Well, I won't do that till I do the wall, but yes. How's it looking?
Pretty decent.
Decent?
Pretty decent. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks.
Oh man, that is so awesome.
I mean, that's just a huge step into finishing this build.
Is it?
Yeah.
Does it look better seeing it like this?
Yeah. Really gives the room's detail.
Are you just saying that?
No.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you were being like facetious or.
Because
you're pretty good at that.
Yeah, I get it. I do. I am like that sometimes, but this time I was being for cereal.
For reals?
For cereal. How can I hold this up to make it a little bit easier for you?
No, actually holding it up doesn't make it easier, and I'll tell you why.
Because you want the weight.
Because the weight of it, yeah, gives me like the tension I need to keep it running flat. Whenever you're doing ceiling Myrex, always run a nice straight line. Then you're gonna come out, find your middle, and that is where I recommend kind of starting. That way you start in the middle and you can work out any sort of kinks or wrinkles or whatever both ways. If you start on one end and work the other way, yes, it's possible, but the weight of the Myrex, when you grab it on the end, will sag down in the middle, and then as you pull it, it will probably be wrinkled, versus in the middle, it's kind of equal sag, and then you just go out both ways.
Work it out.
Work it out. I just kind of snug it up just past, and maybe it's not that deep, but I like it to look good, but I just pull it just past my line so that I'm giving it a slight tug this way, but not much. It's more about keeping it tight this way. As long as you're running straight, you don't have to worry too much about pulling it at an angle. And then the ends just come in here on the middle, on the end. Boom. Look at that, dude.
Wow, the electrical pipe underneath you.
Where were you, dude? I about got caught up on that.
You're right, that's my bad. Dang it, missed it again. No, that is clean.
All right, now that we've got this Myrex, instead of, we were thinking about running half, moving all the stuff that we have in our way, and then doing the other half, but then it didn't make sense to do that. So we're gonna go ahead and get this all taped now using the Siga Razan. I think this is the 60, and then we're gonna go ahead and do framing. So Greg is gonna get a 2-foot on center layout on the ceiling so that we can run our 2x4s, create our service cavity, and have a place for drywallers to hang their drywall. And it will support this Myrex nice for insulation. And no, we're not gonna insulate this before the framing. We're gonna make sure that everything is done before we put insulation up there. I'm not having a RRHQ 2.0 incident. One thing I found is when you're doing your ceiling tape, you don't wanna press too hard, because if you press too hard, you push the Myrex up between the 4 foot, there's really nothing there, and then it stretches the Myrex, opens up the overlap more, then the tape hits, and then when you are done, you get a little bit of like a weird, saggy, mess. So I just try to just kind of run my hand over as light as possible just to get it to adhere, because once it's adhered, that's where it's gonna stay, and then I'll come back through with my squeegee and kind of get it adhered as good as possible. So you can kind of see here what it does. It kind of like curls it up a little bit. Actually, this right here, I don't know if you can see, this is the best representation right here. This little bag on both sides, because it kind of pushes open the joint. So doesn't matter, I don't know, but I figured, I don't know, just a little something that keeps me up at night is that stuff.
And put your money where your mouth is. That's what you get for waking up in Vegas. There you go.
You mother... I don't know why you would do that, Greg. I wouldn't do that to you in your hat. Hey, Greg.
What's up?
What are you gonna work on right now?
I'm clean up some of this.
Literally what I was wanting you to say. Honestly, the real trick that made this super doable is A, the double-sided or the double back tape, the split tape, but also folding it first and setting it in that corner, which is what I learned on doing the corners on the walls. Turning it into like a piece of Corvoom, Greg.
Yep. And this stuff is a little bit more
forgiving
and stretchable. The Corvoom is like that hard back, and so it doesn't really...
Well, it's very stiff. You know, it's really hard to do a good job taping if your Myrex isn't ran good, but I am super satisfied with how we did on all of this details. And version 3.0 is definitely our best version yet. All the framing that is in here that we added that we didn't have originally, definitely a must. And good, dude.
It's turning out really good.
Yeah, it looks really good. I can't wait to step back and see it. All right, so we're gonna go ahead. We got this all taped, corners taped, flats taped. It's all good to go. The only thing that's unknown at this point is where our 2x go in relation to the vents that are coming out of the ceiling. So we're gonna not frame over them. We'll have to frame to them and box them out for drywall. But
First one's second one in. So.
Second one in?
Yeah.
So we'll just basically have to skip it. We'll just skip it for now. Oh, I gotta get this nail out of here. And we're on my side or our side of everything. Okay,
everything ahead of the mark.
Seems kind of weird.
Is it?
Well, only because,
Oh, this first one?
no, yeah, sure. You good? Okay, go ahead. So this is where I'm gonna, through the middle, I'm just gonna kind of use the lines as my guide. Long as we're on our ends good, Greg. Yeah, that's gonna be golden. And we're using 4-inch number 10 GRKs going into the bottom of the truss. And I like the 4-inch because I can kind of get away from the end of my board a little bit more and kind of angle it in and feel good about how much we're getting. Let's see, is this in that wall, Greg? Where's it at? Right here? Yes, all right. So that was my last one. So I'm trying to figure out exactly where this closet is. This is the master closet, and this is where there's gonna be a temporary attic access because it needs to get insulated. The HVAC guys will have to go back up there, get the returns in when we get the walls built because all the returns are on the inside and there's really nothing to measure off of right now to be exact. So they're gonna come in and punch those in after the walls are built. And then once that's all done and the mechanicals are done, there's no reason to go up here unless there's a malfunction in the roof or something, which then this access can be reopened, but it can be sealed up in the meantime, caulked, make it nice and airtight, all that good stuff. I don't know, Greg. I don't know if I like, maybe I didn't measure this very good the first time. Oh, okay, yeah, that's literally exactly 7'1". So I'm not really sure if I might have just made a bad measurement. I need big boy leverage over here.
You're calling in the right guy.
Uh-huh. I am sweating profusely right now.
Because you finally drank water.
Because I finally drank some water. It's not because it's hotter in here.
Nope.
Okay. Here you go. I can't actually, I need you to push it. Because I don't have the leverage. I'm too like high.
Blur out my feet.
I'm gonna blur it all out.
Move
Okay.
your hands. Sure that's right?
It's 31.
30.
Yeah, 30. Okay, give me a little crank on the top. More if you got it. Yeah. Atta boy. I've gotten, oh, where are you at, brother? If I didn't have my hands on that Myrex, I was over.
I was actually getting the next piece ready. You might want to fix that before that sticks. Good catch.
Yeah, I literally just caught myself like I was gone. Nice. You're probably wondering, why are you cutting all that off? Just tape the joint. Because when this goes in the corner, it kind of rolls a little bit and it doesn't make a tight corner. By cutting this out, two things. When I connect my tape, If I don't cut this out, sometimes it'll grab it and then it messes up and doesn't lay very flat. But also it doesn't give me a tight corner where my framing is gonna go in. I want it to be nice and tight so it doesn't tear. So by cutting it, it gives me a nice corner that I can put one side at a time. It's fastened, it's not like moving on me because it's got adhesive on both sides with the twinette. So, you know, obviously it's one more step, but it does make the corner taping process much easier. So it's not a big deal. I never stapled them. Huh. See what happens. Oh, that feels good. Whew. See what happens when we get it all screwed up, my guy. Yeah, okay. All right, it'll be all right. All right, that was a lot of work for a day, and I am super glad that I brought my stilts, because without the stilts, we would have been using the plank or the rolling scaffold or the scissor lift. And honestly, that's probably easier. That was a lot of work on me, but it was way more efficient. We knocked it out of the park today, got all this done. We do have some little bit of framing to do in places where some of the registers are that come down out of the ceiling. So that'll be some special framing. But this is basically now a big old Yeti cooler. The air control layer is tight, it's taped, and they got fly in here. So we're ready for a blower door, man. We want to do this first blower door. We want it as tight as possible to see what we can do. So that window is open just for a little bit of airflow, but we can tape that off. We can see what kind of air loss there is for one window. But for the most part, everything else is done minus the shower knockouts that are in the concrete. We're gonna see what those amount to. And we have pipes that go outside to the garage for water and gas. So those will have to be closed up also, and it will give us an opportunity to see what does it really mean when we have this pipe. Let's put some blower door content in here now that this is done, and let's see what we got, and we'll end the video with that.
Okay, so now we gotta go like that.
Yep, just like that.
Ugh. You need to take about a foot from this guy.
Okay.
What does that mean?
All right, we got the blower door going right now. We are testing the air tightness in the Modest house. We ended up having to do a bunch of different random things as we did our test. That is all in a video. If you want to check that out, it should be up by now. But for those of you that aren't going to watch it and just want to know how we did, this is what we're sitting at. We're at 50 pascals, 0.37, 0.38. That is not a bad ACH 50 score. About as good as we could do. There were some issues, things that we can't make tighter very easily. So watch the video if you want to know what that is. But we're now done with the air control layer. We got all the ceiling framing done. We are ready for interior walls. We're going to start working on that. That'll be the next video. Thanks for hanging out for this one, and we'll catch you on the next video, guys. Have a good one.